Good morning, everyone. It is a week in review number 7, take 2. So, I learned something new about Google Hangouts. You can't include your budgie and get your audio recorded. I don't know what it's about, but it's now happened 2 weeks in a row where I tried to introduce you to our new budgie, Casper. You can see Casper in the week in review number 6. I just sound like an android or something. I don't quite know what to make of it. But I tried again this morning to include Casper in take 1 of this video, but again the audio was screwed up. I've now done a quick audio test without Casper and it worked perfectly fine. So fingers crossed it doesn't go wrong again. So let's proceed with this week in review. And well, in fact, we'll first cover last week in review. The other video that I created last week was a video which I've titled, How Does Freddie Get Rid of His Millet Spray? Most weeks we give, on a Saturday, we give Freddie a treat of a millet spray, which he absolutely loves, eats it to death. Turns out Casper loves it as well. So anyway, every week, after Freddie had finished with the millet spray, it would end up in the bottom of the cage. He eats a millet spray on top of his cage. We never saw how he got rid of the millet spray, but it was always at the bottom of the cage in about the same area. And so we wondered, did he kick it in there? How did he get it in there? So one day I grabbed a piece of used millet spray and put it on top of the roof, and then we went out. In fact, no, it wasn't. I was thinking it was when we went to get Casper, but no, it was a day or two before we got Casper. So I turned on Google Hangouts. You can do 8 hours of live streaming on Google Hangouts. So I turned that on and pointed it at Freddie's cage, and then we picked up how he gets rid of it, and it's just remarkable to watch. I'll include the link in the show notes, so check that out as to how Freddie gets rid of his millet spray. It explains how it always finished in the same spot every week. It was unbelievable. Last week on the work front, I made good progress on several projects, and that all came to fruition this week. This week I was able to tick off a lot of projects that I've been working on. I'm really pleased with it, and I should be wearing my happy shirt. I'm sorry, Joshua, I don't have it on. I forgot to do that. So what did I manage to tick off? Well, yesterday I ticked off my new website. It's timmurphy.it. Please go and have a look at that website. It's all about my new venture into being an entrepreneur and developer of products. I've listed the products that I'm planning on working on, contact details, all of that sort of boring stuff. And next week I'll start regular blogging on that site. So again, it's timmurphy.it. Link will be in the show notes below. Please check that out and send me through any comments that you have. Following the publication of the website, I was then able to put in my BizSpark application. BizSpark is a program that Microsoft have where they give new businesses 3 years worth of support. That support includes Azure hosting. I think it's about $150 a month of free Azure hosting, which is a fantastic amount of Azure hosting, much more than I currently use, but I'll be able to use a good chunk of that. No worries if it's there for free. There's other things that come with BizSpark, insider newsletters. There's other software that you get for free. So yes, there's a whole gamut of things, but for me, the Azure hosting will be a great bonus if the application gets approved. They say within 5 business days, so fingers crossed that by this time next week, I'll be able to say that I did get my application approved. The other thing I was able to tick off just this morning before this video was I sent the proposal through to the lady in the US that I've spoken about before for her project, and it turned out she's replied quickly with saying that it's good timing because the annual general meeting of the organisation that this project's for is on Saturday. So fingers crossed on Monday I'll get some good news with the acceptance of that proposal. I had another thing here that I thought of and I've now forgotten. So it can't have been that important as to what else I ticked off, but there was something else that I ticked off. Okay, so I'll move on to the final segment for this week, and it's going to be a tip of the week that I'll try and do every week, where I'll name a software product or website or the likes that I use and find very helpful. And this is a new one that I picked up this week from a podcast as a recommendation, and it's called followupthen.com. It's a really interesting concept. After you register with followupthen.com, you're able to forward emails to them that they will then send back to you at a nominated date. So if I receive an email that I think I just can't deal with that for the next day or two, what I can do is forward that email to 3days@followup.com, and then in 3 days' time it sends me back the email, and so it's there now sitting in my inbox when I do actually want to work on it. Because I really do like the inbox zero policy of clearing out my inbox every day. Gives me a sense of accomplishment. But to do that, sometimes I have to keep notes or add a Trello card or add it to my calendar or whatever. It's just a bit more work than it should be. But this one, simply forward it to the email address. It can be things like 3 days at, or 1 week at, tomorrow at. There's a number of phrases that you can use, and it knows what you mean by that, and it just sends you back an email straight away to say, oh, we got that email and we've scheduled to send it back to you on X date, so you confirm that you've used the right phrasing, and then come that day it sends it back to you at 6 o'clock in the morning. You can nominate a time, but by default it sends it back to you at 6 in the morning. So when I start work in the morning, there's some emails that I'd put off until that day. So yeah, as I said, I've only been using it for a week, but I'm very impressed by it so far. So hopefully I've kept this nice and short for you, and I'll see you next week. Have a good weekend, everyone. Bye.